Hello fellow Americans, welcome to My Take On. I'm your host Kerry Burns. Tonight's show we're going to delve into a little bit about what's going on in the retail grocery stores, and I'm sure all of you out there, every time you go to the store you can't understand why every time you pay at the counter that you spent more money that week than you did the week before. And what's going on in America right now is really, it is the most criminal thing that could have ever happened in this country for what the retailers are doing to the American buying public out there. They, back when these courtesy cards, when all these chains started passing out these discount cards, if you bring your card to the store, and when we swipe it and all, you get a discount on all these items and whatnot. Right as about the time that all of that type of stuff went into play, the grocery stores raised all their prices up about 35%, and then they came in and offered a 10% discount on top of with the discounted card. And in actuality, what was happening where you were paying 25% higher than you had been in months prior. And one thing about grocery prices and all, they don't go up 10, 15, 20, 30% in 1 year. They don't do that in 5 years. And what we're seeing in these, every time you go into the grocery store, is these rampant increases. Almost every time you go and buy a different product, it's up 8, 10%. And they're very clever how they do it. I mean, I'm going to cite several examples, but my favorite one to start with and all is this Clorox bleach that's sold by, I believe it's sold by Johnson & Johnson, but don't hold me to that. But you all know what I'm talking about. It's the Clorox brand. Now, this gallon of Clorox 2 years ago was selling for 89 cents a gallon. Now, this was a 6% solution of sodium hypochlorite. That was the standard forever, and it sold for 89 cents. Not long after 2 years ago, probably within a month, they were selling this product for $1.89. I mean, the price had more than doubled, and they start out first by saying that it was a concentrated form, yet the concentrated form was only 8%, so they'd really only raised it 2%, which was a third, yet the price doubled. They raised the concentration by a third, but the actual price of the product doubled. Now, at the store today, 2 years later, this same gallon of Clorox is selling for $4 a gallon. Now, if you do the math on that from the original time, and this is just within the side of 2 years, this is a 500% increase in that product. And what product goes up 500% in that short amount of time? What product goes up 500% in your lifetime? Seriously, of the things that you bought when you were, say, 30 years ago, stuff you were buying, and the stuff you're buying today, has it gone up 500%? I don't think so. And these stores are very clever. They did this with bread. Forever you had a 32-ounce loaf of bread that was selling for around 79 cents. Okay, they raised the price up to $1 and kept it like that for a while. And then the next thing you know, the weight of the 32-ounce loaf of bread dropped to 24 ounces. Well, this was 8 ounces off of 32 ounces. If you do the math, that's 25%. Right immediately, the loaf of bread gained 25% profit just by dropping 8 grams out of the package. Today, sadly enough, it's a 20-ounce package for $1.39 on average. And this is for the cheap stuff. I'm not talking about the name brands and whatnot. It's hard to even, you need a calculator to do the percent increase that those have done in the last 2 years. And my God, beef prices, hamburger prices that are selling from $8 to $10 a pound right now. Chicken selling for $3 a pound. Now this is a real good one. I like to buy the chicken tenderloins that are in the frozen packages. And this has always been in a 3-pound package, always has been in a 3-pound package for $6.99. Bought it like that for years. All of a sudden, this 3-pound package goes to a 2.5-pound package. Okay, When you take a half a pound off of 3 pounds, that's a 16% increase in the price of that product immediately. And not only did they raise it 16% by cutting the weight by a half a pound, but they also raised the price up on it to $7.69. Now, what this is a setup for what's coming in the future. This is how the grocery stores do it. They'll raise the price on a product. They leave it like that for a month or two, get you used to the price that you're buying there. And then they'll come along and put a sale price up there that's actually $1 higher. The chicken, this is how they did that. It went from $6.99 for a 3-pound bag to a 2.5-pound bag that was selling for $7.89. And then you look up again and the 3-pound bag was back, but it was for $8.49. So, you know, this is $1.50 higher, you know, on a 3-pound bag of chicken. That's $1.50 higher. That's a 25% increase in less than 2 years. Today, 2 years later, the same 3-pound bag of chicken is selling for $9.99. Now, this is a 50% increase in the cost of buying that chicken from the original 3-pound package that was selling for $6.99. And this is crazy. A 50% increase on chicken. Now, I know, I'm not sure where y'all live and in which part of the country y'all live in and all, but in this part of the world, chicken growing is a big business. And I mean, there's chicken houses, major corporations running major chicken houses all around this part of the world. And I don't believe that there's any shortage, not only of the chickens, but any shortage of the feed, and also too, the production costs that these companies are enduring to produce this hasn't gone up any. They're not paying their workers any higher wages. The cost of fuel and all hasn't changed dramatically. In fact, the fuel costs have come down a lot of the times, and you know, the grocers forever use that as their excuse as to why they were raising the prices, because the gas went up or transport costs are higher. Yet when the fuel prices came back down, the grocery prices didn't come back down to reflect that. You know, another one, rice, 79 cents a package, 1-pound package, forever 79 cents. 79 cents. What is it now? It's $1. For what? A 1-pound package. That's 21 cent raise on a 79 cent product. That's almost a 30% increase. 30% in 1 year. 30%. Why is America sitting back and allowing this to happen? Why are we not boycotting these stores and demanding that these prices fall back to the levels that they're supposed to? If you look at the wholesale prices of what the farmer gets and what he's taking to market to the retailer before they put it into the stores and all, these prices haven't gone up tremendously. Now, beef prices have taken a major jump in the last year, but before that period and all, their prices really had been down, if anything else, for a long time. Yet beef prices were steadily going up in the retail market in the stores, and of course now they're beyond belief now. But why is America just sitting back? Why are we allowing this to happen? And if you look at these companies that are doing this and all, they're making tremendous profits. These stockholders and people on these boards and stuff of these major grocers and grocery chains and the ones that supply them all, they're making money hand over fist at the expense of the American people. Pretty much like the people producing the gasoline in this country are doing. Anytime there's a crisis, oh, let's raise the prices. Oh, if the crisis doesn't happen, does the price fall back down? No, it doesn't. It just keeps going up and up and up. It's just like in the grocery store when you go in there every time you buy something, it's a little bit higher. Yeah, they'll take a $1.12 product. The next time you buy it, it's $1.20. Doesn't seem like it went up a whole lot, but 8 cents on $1.12 is nearly a 10% increase. Nearly a 10% increase in 1 week. And what they do, they nickel and dime you to death. You can watch the prices fluctuate. You go and there'll be one item that'll raise up 10 or 15%, and then another one just 2 or 3%. But then in a week or two later, that one that had gone up 2 or 3% is now up 6 or 7% more. In a very short amount of time. And this is how they do it. It's like they have this major meeting and they go through the pricing on everything. Oh, let's raise this one, raise that one, raise this one, raise that one, raise this one. And their costs haven't gone up to deem that necessary. They're not paying their wages out to their employers anymore. It's the stockholders that are putting the money in their pocket. And it's at the rate of the American public. And why we sit back and boycott these stores and their prices and all that, I don't understand. And when you look at if you want a true handle on where the price should be, look at the sale prices when they offer them. You know, like right now they've got strawberries, a 1 pound package for $1.28 in most of the stores and all. This is what the price ought to be normally. But what is it the rest of the time? $2.50 to $3 a package. You know, more than double. More than double. What does it cost these companies to change their packaging materials? I mean, it's like the Clorox. They went to a 2-quart, 6%, you know, so-called concentrated bottle that's selling for $2 when, you know, hardly 2 years before that you could buy a gallon of it of 6% Clorox for 89 cents. What is going on in America? Why aren't people just not going down and boycotting every one of these grocery stores? If nothing else, picketing out in front of them. I guarantee you, if we showed these people that we're not going to take it anymore and all, these retailers would back off. They would back off. It's not like these stockholders in these major companies haven't made enough money. They certainly have. All of them's profit margins are way up there, way in the 30 and 40% range on a lot of them. Don't let them fool you by their justification for it is because their costs and fuel costs and all that's higher. That's a bunch of bull. And I hope America wakes up, because it's really going to bring about mass starvation for a lot of the public, because a lot of the people out there are barely getting by. And even though it seems like a little bit to raise prices 6, 8, 10% a week or every few weeks or every month even, or even every year, you know, there are a lot of people out there that are struggling that can't afford that. They don't have an extra 8 or 10%. You know, what they got to do is delete 8 or 10%. And if they've got a family that they're raising, young children that they're trying to feed and all that, even if they're getting assistance from food stamps, usually it's never enough to feed that family. I mean, it's a break-even deal at best. And even if you're a smart shopper, it's still a tremendous cost to go to the grocery store with the way these elevated prices are doing. And it just seems like the sky's the limit to a lot of these people. I hope every one of you stockholders sitting fat and happy and all the money that you're making and all, that you know when you go to bed at night that you're doing it at the expense of the people out there in America that are struggling. You know, that just to put food on their table at night, they're struggling. And they shouldn't have to struggle that hard to do that. But they're having to because of you greedy MFs that are raising all these prices like you're doing. Don't think that the American public is so stupid that they can't do simple math, because many of them can, and many of them recognize and see what's going on out there. I say that we need to stand collectively and tell these grocers, you either drop the prices back to reasonable prices, or you can shove all of that where the sun don't shine. Thank you for visiting this channel. I hope that you'll continue to do so. We're going to talk about a wide range of subjects, and if I got a little bit irritated tonight, it's just because one of the things I can't stand is greed, profit from greed, particularly when it affects people that are already struggling out in society. It's just wrong, and I totally don't understand how these people sleep at night. But thank you for visiting this channel, and I hope to see you again real soon. Thank you very much.